Okay guys, so we're back inside Helldivers 2, and we've got an update to the game with the major order. It's now being completed, and what's going to happen next, we'll have to wait and see. But we're going to take a look at a load of things, including the current major order and where we stand with the automatons right now. And it may actually be worth letting them get to Super Earth, because we would have to take it back, surely. It'd be interesting to see how that one pans out. We'll talk about that in just a moment. On top of that, a level 150 with 1,000 hours played is actually finished with the game. And we've also got a way to be able to play older versions, including the version back from April 29th. And it's still playable. This is an interesting one. If you haven't already, smash the beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And on top of that, make sure you check out our sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that specializes in energy drinks and nutrition products for gamers. Their products are sugar-free, low in calorie, and completely keto-friendly. They come in an array of flavors, and they've got loads of cool accessories to boot. There's definitely a few shaker cups I still need to get my hands on. Make sure you hit the link in the description, use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount, and we can dive on into it. But let's start off with the in-game features first. So starting off, if we go over to the Galactic war table right now, we have a incoming message coming from Super Earth. With the major order currently completed, it states right here, the Helldivers successfully wiped out the remaining pocket of the automaton resistance in their cutoff territory, while simultaneously holding the lines against the Terminid spread. The territory occupied by the automatons has been reduced by half in a matter of weeks. The gloom continues to spread and suffering intergalactic space with the impenetrable cloud of Terminid spores. The spores seem to accelerate the speed of Terminids to planets in its vicinity. If not for the intrepid efforts of the Helldivers, many more of our planets would already be overrun by tyranny. Right now, we are awaiting a new major order, and hopefully that will come probably tomorrow morning, but it'll be an interesting feature nonetheless. Your personal order is to kill 30 enemies with the orbital 120mm barge, and it's a decent one. But this right here is a scary feature. This is the automatons. This is a block in between us and the automatons, and that's Super Earth. Well, actually, they're talking about a lot of things right now, and on Twitter, we saw this tweet go up right here, which, yes, if you've seen the memes beforehand, they're essentially saying, let the automatons get to Super Earth, and let's just see what happens. Now, is that democratic at all? Absolutely not, and your democracy officer will 100% be contacted. But nonetheless, it would be quite interesting to see what would happen if they managed to get to Super Earth. Does that mean that we'd be able to venture Super Earth? I don't actually know. You guys let me know what your ideas are of it, but I actually think it could be quite an interesting feature all the same. Anyway, moving forward from this, a hilarious post that had to get your attention because we wanted to start this off with some positivity is this right here. It's getting a load of attention with nearly 10,000 likes on Twitter, and it seems that not all charges right now are broken and out for blood. With this one, just checking to make sure that he had the input correctly. This is hilarious, so damn funny, and when caught watching, he then just wandered off. Not all charges are bad. Not all charges are bad. We have a post here from a Helldiver with over 1,000 hours at level 150, and he's done. Done not playing the game because, woohoo! Tomorrow I'll be back from vacation, sons of a beaches. As I saw from Super Earth News, clankers have invaded close to our borders, you say. F them clankers, I say. Some little changes to certain weapons in my arsenal. TF. Brash is my neighbor back in Super Earth, and he said he fought clankers with bare effing fists, mofos. I'll just get back and head on to the chaos, baby. So long, suckers. This was hilarious, and I think this was so damn needed for the community. We need that positivity back, man. Those stories, those points, those added cool comedic value posts that you think are really bad, and when you get on them, just make you smile. We need some more of that on the Reddit, because right now it seems to be too bloody bad. Another sort of post that we had up here with 4,300 upvotes on it actually stated, "Glad you cracked the code. Too bad that's boring for many." And what does he mean by that exactly? Well, an earlier post explained how running away from enemies is the best strategy in this game, which is both true and boring to play. The game is not advertised as some horror survival runaway. It's supposed to be a co-op shooter with, and I quote Arrowhead, overpowered weapons. If the best strategy in the game is to basically not engage with it and just wait for your call-ins to be up again every 3 minutes, rush the objective and then run away again, then yeah, no wonder most players have done the fun doing that on repeat. What makes the game fun for most is shooting stuff and blowing S up. This is exactly what people had fun with in the launch of the game, and with every nerf, the run away tactic has become more and more meta. Just lower the difficulty then. Lower difficulty isn't fun either if you are good enough. Most don't want to fight few enemies, they want to fight a lot of enemies. I don't need to be OP, just want to be able to fight my enemies in a decent manner on what difficulty, because that's what makes this game fun. Running away isn't fun, not if I have to do it all of the time. If Arrowhead doesn't want to make HD to this kind of game, even though it is advertised as such, then please at least tell us and we can stop speculating what the game's supposed to be. Now this is absolutely factual. This is exactly what I've been doing just recently. I generally tend to kind of play it on a little bit more of a tactical run through, and I play pretty much just off of stratagems. And that's just my personal opinion. I think that actually running around utilizing stratagems, not utilizing weapons at all, is probably your safer option than trying to stand and fight against other beings using any primary weapon that they actually give you the accessibility to. That right now just seems to be the full-blown factor, although the community is in, and I quote, a civil war with many different factions involved in it, so your opinion may be slightly different, and no matter what your opinion is, it's going to be valid. So make sure you hit it in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to read it and respond to whatever I can. But for those of you guys who are agreeing with me, play on PC and don't want to be doing this anymore and want to play an older version, well, apparently you actually can. This guy posted up on Reddit right here saying the game can be downgraded to versions seemingly as far back as April 29th and still be played. I discovered this after being away from my PC for a week and then booting up the game without updating after the recent patch came out. I was unable to join my friends or quick play, but could start operations myself that contributed to the war. After this, I trial and errored my way through what looked to be every major version since February 6th using Depot Downloader. I eventually found that I was able to get into my ship on the April 29th build. Everything worked as intended except for the recent new planet types and the last 2 war bonds. All progression was saved and worked fine when I returned to the latest version of the game. I'm posting about this because I want to inform PC users that at least for now, the option to use older versions of the game is available, especially considering the older versions of the game were more fun because of the things like better performance, weapon balancing, enemy types, and their balancing. I'm also partially asking about squad mates, as quick play doesn't work since no one else is on an older version, and I'd be very interested in running a full squad on difficulty 9 with these older versions overall. And he leaves a link with all of the pieces that you need for it in that comment. So if you do want to go and get involved with that one, it's going to be the final link in the description sources, so make sure you go and check it out. It's definitely an interesting way of actually going about it, and I don't know how it'll be. Me myself, I've been playing on PlayStation 5 since launch, although I do now have a decent PC that can run it. I don't have cross save and refuse to grind up nearly 70 levels yet again. It's just not going to happen, I'm afraid. So fingers crossed you guys have managed to get through to it and actually have a decent experience of it, and if you do happen to do so, then please do let me know in the comments how exactly it went. Although please do this at your own risk. It is a Reddit post, it is not proven factual, so if you want to do this, do it at your own risk. But you are no longer a Helldiver, you will be a time diver, and Godspeed, time diver. And something we wanted to start doing at the end of each video now is reading some of the top comments in previous videos, so make sure you get down there. You never know, you might be featured in the next one. This one right here states, we're listening, does the opposite of what the players want. Listening, right? Okay, that one's pretty deep. pretty damn deep. As well as this one right here, which actually concerns the main engine that the game's actually made on. This states right here, as a developer at a major AAA studio, I know firsthand that the team's comfortability with their engine and tools is paramount to getting a game out. Onboarding 80 to 200 people into a new engine like Unreal Engine 5 means a significant investment in development the tool itself. The version of Stingray that the Arrowhead team uses is heavily modified by their own team to handle large enemy numbers, 4-player co-op, and has been iterated on since Magicka. The engine is as built into the studio team itself, and games are made, we're often developing the tools more so than the game. Additionally, it's hard as hell to switch engines late in development. It sometimes means scrapping the whole project and can warp an entire studio's hiring and design methodology, and that is absolutely huge and probably a massively fair point, as we were going through obviously the engine and it being a really old engine that's been discontinued already for about 6 years now. So it's actually interesting to see what the forefront is, and that 57 people actually agreed with it. I think that it's a solid point and massively agreed with. Anyway, that's all we got time for today. So, enjoy your time in the game. Guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for hopefully a new major order update. But until that time comes, thank you so much again for watching. We're trying to stay as positive as possible and try and push out the negative news at the same time. So, if you do see some negative videos, just know we do go on both sides of the fence here. Thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the clouds.